Aaron says, just burn that black kit. Never, ever wear it again. It is cursed. Welcome back to our Hornets Walk. We're, of course, this week looking at the final 8 games for Watford, and we're asking AI just where on earth are Watford going to finish this season in such a topsy-turvy couple of months for the Hornets. We've got Aaron and Rio back to talk about their trip to Oxford and review all of it and just what on earth is going on. Plus, we've got lots of Pozzo Out tweets coming back. Is it time? And just how vulnerable is Cleverley over this international break as well. Fingers crossed we aren't calling an emergency pod in a couple of days' time. Right, let's jump straight into it then. We are looking at the 8 games left. First of all, is your season now done, Aaron?
I think it pretty much is. I said this last week when the same question was asked. I don't think this group can find consistency at this tail end of the season, and I mean they've just proved me right with that result Saturday.
Okay, let's first of all, was it a red card for you, Rio?
The first one was a silly yellow. Obviously, like just a bit of a argument. It's standard yellow card. You see refs give them every time, but then the second one it was really really soft, and I felt the dishing out of the bookings wasn't even because. Some of the Oxford players should have got bookings as well for there was a bad challenge on loser, and the Norwich winger Palecha, whatever his name is, he was signalling for the yellow card, which he was already on the yellow himself, so could have been sent off. Who knows? But yeah, I'm a bit salty.
You don't say. All right, then let's have a look. Then 4 home games, 4 aways. Let's run through them. Aaron, you take the home games: Plymouth, Hull, Burnley, Sheffield Wednesday. 12 points. What are we getting?
I'm going to go 5.
Yeah.
I think we'll lose to Plymouth when we come off the international break. I've just got this feeling that we'll beat Burnley. I just think we just seem to play better against the better teams.
Aaron,
I think Burnley coming to Vicarage Road, I think we'll beat them.
If it's a Friday night under the lights, then maybe.
Yeah, and that we do play better in the dark. It seems. I think we'll draw with Hull and we'll lose with Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a Good Friday game, isn't it? I don't know if it's announced whether it's evening or not, but yes. And then the Portsmouth fans are looking forward to that one, as I said to you weeks ago. And then you finish at home to Sheffield Wednesday. What could be a battle for 9th, 8th? That one. What about the away games then, Rio? Bristol City, West Brom, Portsmouth, Blackburn. I mean, actually, you've got 3 teams there, which at the start of that run are fighting for something.
Yeah, so like it is in our own hands if we do want to get playoffs. If you beat these teams around you, you'd be in it, but we just can't get any consistency together, so it's not going to happen. To be fair, the last I can't remember us losing away at West Brom recently, nor Bristol City. It always ends in draws at both of them away. So I feel like we do better against the better teams. I mean, we gave Burnley away kind of a run for their money. We're better against the better teams, and then the smaller teams like Oxford we slip up. So I think maybe we'll lose to Bristol City, beat West Brom, draw with Blackburn and lose to Portsmouth. It's written in the stars to lose to Portsmouth after work and in Boxing Day.
Okay. We asked AI where Watford are going to finish as well. They said 12th.
Not awful.
Yeah, 62 points. You mean you take that, would you now? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It seems fair.
It's obviously a bit depressing that for the last few seasons our season has been done in March. There's nothing to play for, but Aaron, me, Luke at the start of the season predicted it like 18th, 19th and 20th, so happy to take 12th.
Yeah. They also said Luton down. There you go.
Good season.
That'll do.
Right then. Let us know your predictions, of course, in the comments. Right, let's jump into some social media takes from the Oxford game. First of all, how was your trip, Rio? I noticed you weren't very complimentary about Oxford as a ground, and I've got one from Luke here somewhere that was equally less pleasant. How was your trip?
Well, I got home from Stoke away at 7:30, which is about 3 hours away. Whereas I got home from Oxford, which is an hour's drive away at 10 p.m. So that makes sense. It's 5 miles from the town centre to the stadium, free stands, so I'm surprised Bayern didn't hit any shots into the car park. Luckily, he only came on in the second half. Yeah, it was just wasn't a great away trip. The atmosphere from us was really flat, which was the same as the game. I don't think either team did enough to win, really, but I just think our performance was absolutely terrible. We could still be playing now during this podcast and we wouldn't have scored. I think when we do come good again, however many years that will be, people will be saying, do you remember that 1-0 loss to Oxford when we had a front three of Kiembe and Sissoko? It was just terrible.
What did Luke say? Luke said, awful ground, nowhere near the city centre, one stand missing. Worse than the Championship, comfortably, we didn't. We also lost. Right, about the game then, Rich says, Aaron, negative, abysmal rubbish. Cleverley seems clueless and out of his depth. It's an insult to fans that's set up again. Vata is getting a few minutes. It's another insult. Worst team out there on their own patch I've seen in years, and they beat us. Season well and truly over, except unacceptable that effort. A few others about Vata as well. Shocking. Shows some ability in Tom. Vata has to start right wing or come on earlier. Just respond to that one, Aaron, if that's all right.
Yeah, I agree that Vata's not been in the team anywhere near enough as he should be. Just been called up to Ireland, so well done to him for that. I can't see why Tom is so reluctant to play him more, given we don't have Bar at the moment, and we've got, Sissoko, who granted has played right wing in his career, but that was a long time ago. He's a very different player now. So I can see why people give Tom stick for that. In response to the idea that we're utterly rubbish and boring, I don't really get that sentiment from some fans. And there are literally people saying that they would rather a different head coach. And to them I say, well, what's the point in all this anger at Pozzo if at the end of the day you're just going to agree with him?
Yeah. We'll come on to that point in a bit more in a second. The other bits on here then, Rio, were Shaq shooting terrible and lazy. I saw that a couple of times. TDB ineffective passing backwards. Here we go again with that. Kiembe no first touch. Bio is impactless. But we back the manager. Gino doesn't care. Just talk about this Chakravardazi lazy issue. Where are people seeing that from? Because I've seen it a couple of times in recent games.
I just think maybe I don't even know about off the ball, but it's just like physically he gets maybe a bit bullied, like doesn't win headers, but then what he's got around him, he can't do everything on his own, and he's only got 2 goals this season, 6 assists, which maybe isn't as many as we'd want for him. But if you look at the players around him, they're such below in quality. He probably thinks he has to do it on his own. And yeah, the other players on that tweet, TDB, I don't know what it is the last few games, but he's been really, really poor. But we've got no one to replace him, so he has to play in there. And you can't even fault Kiembe. I know Aaron's got a bit of an agenda against him, but what's he meant to do up front when I don't think he's ever played there in his career. And yeah, it's just the squad's bar maybe lose a Chakravardazi and bar. It's really low on quality, and our defence is a bit more stable now. 4 clean sheets and 5 before that Oxford game, and the midfield is all right here and there, but just up front we've got nothing.
Yeah, okay. Lastly, then international break now. You're 5 points outside the playoffs as we record this, with 2 defeats. What is it now? 3 defeats. 2 defeats in the last 3 games. Aaron, probably a good job Pozzo is not paying too much attention. It's because if he is there a danger here of him looking at that going, we can still do this, we've got 8 games left, and pressing the fire button?
It would be a very Watford thing to do based on track record. That is what we have done in previous seasons when we have been marginally out, even in bad form. We have that the Pozzo see managers almost like players, in the fact that they're happy to bring a new one in to try and make it a short-term impact if it means the Premier League. I'd like to think that with everything that went on, with when we thought he was going to get sacked, the statement they come out and made, the confirmation that his contract is actually a 3-year deal, not a 2-year deal, that came a few weeks ago. I'd like to think after doing all that, there isn't any thought of sacking him now, because I mean, if that happened, we might just become the biggest basket case in English football.
Well, a couple of years ago in the March international break, there's rumours on Chris Wilder being sacked because, again, we were only about 5 points off playoffs. But yeah, after everything that, all the rumours about Cleverley in January, and lots of our fans are content for mid-table. There's just no point. We need to build with Cleverley and stable this season, mid-table, and then push next season. Hopefully, get a few good signings in.
Okay. All right, we shall leave it there for this week. Now, next week, there's no football to talk about, of course, because we're international break, but we are asking Aaron and Rio, and Luke will be back soon as well, just who gets a new contract. We're going to look through all the out-of-contract players, and they're going to say yes or no. So join us for that. Should be quite a fiery one. Have a good week. Enjoy the boring on internationals, and then we can't wait to get back to Watford versus Plymouth in about 12 days' time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in